KSL News at 4 starts now.
The International Olympic Committee has the honor to announce that the 27th Olympic Winter Games 2034 are awarded to Salt Lake City, Utah.
That was the moment, both in Paris and at Washington Square here in Salt Lake, that we are still celebrating this afternoon. The 2034 Winter Olympics officially returning to the U.S. for the first time since 2002. A historic day for our state and for our country. We've got team coverage this afternoon on both sides of the Atlantic, in Paris and in Salt Lake City. Also on the hot topic that almost derailed this dream. We have Mike Hedrick and Alex Cabrero in Paris. We've also got Shara Park. She has more on Lindsey Vohn's initiative to help families be more involved in the Olympics as the athletes compete. But we first go to Mike Hedrick in the City of Light.
Hey, thanks, Ashley. Send it back to you.
Yeah, Mike, we've done it before. We will do it again, and the games are going to be amazing. We just have to wait 10 years. So, yeah, just a couple challenges, but we're up for the challenge. All right, Mike, thank you. Again, a huge day for Utah. You can see it on the faces of all of those who celebrated in Paris and also here in Salt Lake City. Now, for the committee who's been working hard, today was a win. Today was their gold medal. Olympic specialist Alex Cabrero joining us now from Paris. And, Alex, the delegation, you actually spoke to them right after this huge announcement, but you could see the smiles, yes. You could also, we understand, see the relief on their faces.
That's right. You know, oh, absolutely, Ash. You know, just as one pressure falls away, Genera Olympics together, that one was definitely interesting, but there is no doubt having an Olympics in your hometown, that is definitely something special. Back to you.
Completely agree. There's just an excitement around the Olympics, and to have it right here in our backyard, we are just so excited here in the Beehive State. Alex, thank you. Well, with so much excitement surrounding this announcement, there were actually a couple days of uncertainty where we weren't sure if we were going to get the games. The controversy, though, surrounded around doping. News specialist Brittany Tate has a deep dive into an investigation into athletes in another country. She joins us now to explain how we actually almost lost the bid. This is kind of crazy to think about. Brittany?
Oh, absolutely. So Alex made mention of this in his story. City gets the bid. Back to you, Ashley.
Yeah, we're still giddy thinking about the moment that we heard that we'd be getting the games back. Brittany, thank you. Now, the IOC also liked hearing about something different that's going to be coming to the Salt Lake 2034 Games. It's called the Athletes Family Initiative. News specialist Shara Park joining us now live to explain what this is and also how this all came to be. Hey, Shara.
Hey, Ashley. Well, we are all about family here in coming up tonight at 5. Ashley, we'll send it back to you for now.
I love that. Shara, thank you. You know, it really isn't only about the athletes. The families make big sacrifices, too. So glad to see that we're also including them and celebrating them as well. Shara, thank you. All right, here in Park City, this is what we are seeing. This is the party celebrating that big announcement. We are at Utah Olympic Park. 3,000 people expected to join us throughout the evening. This just got kicked off at 4. It will go throughout the evening until about 9 o'clock, but different events throughout the evening. You can sign a torch. You can meet some Olympians and Paralympians. A lot of fun, a lot of activities for the family. If you didn't make it out to the 2:30 a.m. announcement, that party at Washington Square, this is where you need to be tonight. And Devin Mishuli joining us to tell us about the warmer temperatures. I will say, Devin, we are at a higher elevation, so not as warm as the valley when we were in the parade today, but it is a hot one out there today.
Absolutely, it's you. Well, let's go ahead and check back in now with Ashley Moser joining us live from the Utah Olympic Park. And Ashley, it looks like the party now has shifted from Salt Lake to Park City.
Here's the thing, it is so loud at this party. I didn't even hear your question, Debbie, but I'm sure this is a great question. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. But here's the thing. This is one of many celebrations that have happened throughout the Pioneer Day holiday. We are up here in Park City. Take a look. We've got hundreds of people, families coming together to celebrate that huge announcement. Again, I mentioned if you weren't up at 2:30 with us, that's okay. if you had our app, you probably watched it later on. We had a lot of newscasts today, but a lot of these people are coming to celebrate because they weren't up early with us. So an event happening throughout the evening, a lot of things. We've got booths. You can meet some of the Olympians. You can also watch some of or join in at the activities. A lot of fun here in Park City. Also, we had a lot of fun today celebrating Pioneer Day with our float, our KSL float. It was Olympic themed. Take a look.
Here's what it looks like to ride the KSL parade. We got Daniel, we got Debbie, we got Ashley, we got Brianna, we got Big Kuda, we got Maria Chaleos over there.
Yeah, it was a party on that float. We had Olympians with us, skiers, snowboarders. We had KSL talent with radio and TV. The KSL crew took part in that annual parade in Salt Lake this morning. You just heard Lindsay say that I was there. Debbie was there. We had Brianna Chavez, Garda Mejia among the people riding that float, Matt Gephardt, Kevin Eubank, and we had it all. It was a lot of fun. Daniel Woodruff was there as well. I know I'm forgetting someone. Debbie, you were there. Devin, we had so much fun. It was warm.
Yes.
But we found some opportunities to get in the shade, right?
Yeah, that's right. Devin, you were on the other side.
Yes, I was on the other side, so you couldn't really see
the crowd
me.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We had Kevin Eubank on one side, so we needed to balance it out with me and Matt Johnson, the other two meteorologists, on the other side of the float. But moral of the story, it was hot.
It was hot. It's been a hot couple of days, hasn't it?
Yes, and we're finally falling out of the triple digits, so we're into the mid-90s.
Leading this event, Ashley Moser and news specialist Mike Anderson joining us live from Utah Olympic Park, where the excitement has been building all day. And Ashley, this is a historic day for the state.
It's a huge day for our state and for our Olympic community. Now, another reason why Utah is just so equipped to handle another Winter Olympics is because we maintain our facilities. They are in use. It's not like a country where maybe they build a venue and then after the games are done, no one uses it. That's not the case here in Utah. News specialist Mike Anderson got to speak to some young athletes, get their reaction about this big announcement, because no doubt, Mike, this is going to impact them, and we may see some future Olympians right now here in our state.
Yeah, I could have future Olympians here, and in fact, here at the party, we've got miss out. But anyway, for now, Ashley, back to you.
Oh, so fun, Mike. We passed you not too long ago. It's always fun to see those young athletes hold a gold medal, meet an Olympian. No doubt that's planting some seeds in some future athletes here in our Beehive State. Well, the reactions continue to pour in from around the state, especially from those who are going to play a central role in the 2034 games. Utah ski resorts are already planning and preparing for the games. Deer Valley will welcome back the freestyle skiing events, including moguls and aerials. And Snow Basin will host alpine skiing. Also, UTA announcing some big changes over the next day to better welcome visitors from around the world, including a new tracks line connecting the airport to the University of Utah. Now, again, we still have 10 years. You know, we've got a lot to work to do. Even though our venues are ready, we could host a game in maybe even a couple of months. We know we can do it, but we still got a ways to go. KSL News specialist Deanie Wimmer sat down with Catherine Rainey Norman to talk about what's next for our state, what we're looking forward to in the next 10 years.
One of the first steps?
Deanie, thank you. And no doubt the games will be a success. It'll be an exciting time for us here in the Beehive State. Guys, I was able to track down some future Olympians, guys. Were you excited when you heard that the Olympics are coming back to Utah? And you guys are ski racers here to celebrate today. Thanks so much for saying hi. Remember their faces, okay? We've got 10 years, all right? You guys might not be old enough for some of the events yet, but don't worry. You guys keep working hard. Thank you guys, okay? They're about to have some fun. We saw a lot of families walking through this area. Again, we are here in Park City for this big party. The celebrations continue. Yes, that announcement was made overnight, but hey, the party continues. Again, we've got team coverage throughout the evening. Stick with us. We're going to be here. The events here in Park City go until about 9 p.m. Also, a lot happening across the state. You can catch our previous stories if you weren't up with us at 2:30 in the morning. Just download the KSL Plus app. You can watch that historic announcement as we aired it live from Paris and here in Salt Lake City. All right, guys, you mentioned, Devin, the breeze. It has since gone somewhere. I am looking for that breeze, ready to feel it again because It is pretty hot out here.
Yeah, that's the temperatures really have been soaring. And Devin, we are getting a break after today. Unfortunately, everyone's out today, right?
Yeah, and conveniently, the triple digits, actually the hottest day of the week was
Donald Trump. All right, let's check back in with Ashley at the Utah Olympic Park. And Ashley, Utahns continue to share their excitement for this big announcement, the 2034 Games.
Huge announcement, Debbie. And you know what? It's a party, but we like to come inside once in a while when the party's outside. It is pretty cool in here. You can get some gear, you can get some swag, represent Team USA. Again, we can't talk about the 2034 Games without talking about the 2002 Games. In this building is the museum where you can see everything and anything that has anything to do with the 2002 Games. A name that, of course, you recognize, Mitt Romney. Senator Mitt Romney, at the time, he was pivotal in bringing the Games to Utah.
Utah is well prepared to host the world once again for the Winter Games. We are a leading hub for winter sports. Our economy is resilient.
Now, Romney says that when he was involved in the 2002 Games, he was inspired by the Olympians, but he was also inspired to see so many Utahns come together. A lot, of course, has changed here in our state since 2002, but Utah's ability to come together remains the same. Coming up on KSL Live at 5, news specialist Daniel Woodruff breaks down some of the key differences between then and now. Now, a Utah Olympian is on a team dedicated to bringing the Winter Olympics back to Salt Lake City. News specialist Tamara Vaipanua actually caught up with bobsledder Keisha Love, a driving force behind this bid. Tamara?
Best in the world when I'm standing on that.
Tamara, thank you. And speaking of bobsled, take a look at this map. These are some of the activities that you can participate here in at the Utah Olympic Park. Devin, a lot of people enjoying the nice weather here, a little higher than the Salt Lake Valley. But again, we had mentioned it is pretty warm out there. So a lot of people coming inside before they go back out. They need breaks, come in the AC and then go back out.
Yeah, definitely toasty out there. And Devin, we start to get a break tomorrow, and then that risk of thunderstorms kicks up too, right?
Yes, the reason why we are cooling down tomorrow is because we have...
Well, a local program started in 2017 is helping Utah kids get involved in winter sports. Not only that, they get to skate on the same ice as Olympians. Emma Benson has the story.
They love it. We keep coming back.
It may be the...
Oh, I love it. Emma, great story. Thank you. Well, our team coverage of this historic day, decades in the making, continues at 5 o'clock. A look at how our state has changed since we last hosted the Olympics and how the 2034 Games will shape Utah for centuries to come.
Keep showing up.
Well, today we heard words that will echo through Utah history forever. The 2034 Winter Olympic Games are awarded to Salt Lake City. Wow. Now, again, I'm here live at Utah Olympic Park. The party continues throughout the day. A lot of events will be held at this very spot 10 years from now. That's a big deal. Now, we have live team coverage for you here as we discuss Salt Lake City 2034. Let's start with Olympic specialist Alex Cabrero. And Alex, you were there as the delegation heard that we were awarded the Games. You are live in Paris for us tonight. This really has been a culmination of years of a lot of hard work by the committee.
Yeah, it really has, Ashley. This is something the core group... I'm Alex Cabrera.
Alex, thank you. You could feel that committee breathe a sigh of relief when that announcement was made. Now, also, Mike Hedrick is in Paris for us tonight, giving us a preview of the 2024 Games there. He also has a look back at this long road that this committee had to take to get the Games back to the Beehive State. Right, Mike?
Hey there, Ashley. Greetings from Paris.
Great work there in Paris. Mike, thank you. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. Well, again, a big celebration here in Park City at Utah Olympic Park. A lot of families joining in on the celebrations. If they didn't make it to that 2:30 announcement, well, they are here to celebrate this evening. Now, news specialist Mike Anderson, he's in the crowd here. He's been here all day and has some reaction from young athletes, some who might even have some hopes of becoming Olympians themselves. Right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I've got a young athlete right here, Sebastian. He's a speed skater. He's practicing here.
Yeah, it's going to be sold out. We heard that too as well. Okay, Mike, thank you. Again, people out here in Park City enjoying the higher elevation, Kristen, because it's a little cooler up here, but the valley today, very, very warm.
Temperatures right now sitting at 102. We have.
All right, Kristen, looking forward to that cool down. Thank you. Well, talking about these high temperatures, doctors are reminding all of us that this can be dangerous. It can be a dangerous time if we're not prepared. Emma Benson joining us live with some safety tips, especially today, Pioneer Day, with these hot, hot temperatures. Emma, no doubt those tips include water, right?
Oh, for sure.
Emma, thank you. Yeah, a lot of great tips this Pioneer Day. Another big story, of course, back to our Olympic news. Now, there's a lot of time until we hit 2034, but when that does happen, athletes are going to be introduced to a new experience, and this one is focused on family. News specialist Shara Park joining us live to talk about the Family Athlete Initiative. This was something, Shara, that was presented to the IOC today, right?
That's right, Ashley. I'm sure they are going to want volunteers on to help these families as they all converge here on Utah. But we've got 10 years to figure that out, but it certainly is exciting. We'll send it back to you.
Oh, no doubt exciting. Shara, thank you. Great report. Now, as we learn more about this initiative, again, we'll continue to cover it here on KSL. Still ahead, a mostly drama-free announcement from the IOC today. The one speed bump that had Utah's delegation nervous about their bid. Coming up next. Now, with so much with so much excitement swirling around this big announcement, there were a couple days where there was some uncertainty that Salt Lake wouldn't get the Olympics. News specialist Brittany Tate took a deep dive into how athletes from another country almost lost us the bid. Right, Brittany? Oh, Brittany, thank you for that report. Appreciate it. Again, it has been 22 years since Utah last hosted the Olympic Games. A lot has changed since then. News specialist Daniel Woodruff joining us now to show us what it looked like back in 2002 and what it's expected to look like in 10 years from now. The Olympic celebrations continue here in Park City. We'll be here throughout the evening.
Thank you. In addition to that, it's been a big day here in Utah. The 2034 Winter Olympic Games will return to Utah. It's official, marking the 5th time they will be hosted in the U.S.
I may or may not have started to cry a little bit last night. It was the best night of my life.
And the excitement continues tonight. Ashley Moser is anchoring our team coverage tonight live in Park City. Ashley, the party's been moved from Salt Lake now to another venue site.
Exactly. Deanie, you were there at Washington Square early this morning. Well, the party has since moved up the mountain. We're in Park City at Utah Olympic Park. Hundreds of people are here. A big show just getting underway right at about 6:15, celebrating our past Olympians and celebrating that big announcement that we will be using some of these facilities, most of these facilities, in 2034. Now, the nomination places Utah in a very unique position. This will make us the 2nd U.S. state to host a Winter Olympics twice. And that's something that leaders aren't taking lightly. We have team coverage tonight, reactions from across the world, live in Paris and also here in Salt Lake City. Let's start things off with Alex Cabrero in the City of Light.
Yeah, hosting it twice. SL5 News.
Alex, thanks so much for that report. He is 8 hours ahead of us, so we appreciate a long day for you guys there in Paris with the Salt Lake delegation. Again, it was an emotional moment for Utahns on the ground there in Paris. We continue our team coverage in France tonight with Mike Hedrick with more on those reactions. Mike?
Hey, thanks, Ashley. As we
Oh, I love it, Mike, getting chills thinking about the moment that we all heard that this area will be filled in 2034. Yes, it is 10 years from now, but we are excited to use our facilities. Now, we are at one of 13 existing facilities that will host these events. Skiing and snowboarding events are expected to be hosted here at Utah Olympic Park, along with Deer Valley Resort, Soldier Hollow Nordic Center, Park City Mountain, and Snow Basin Resort. There will also be a temporary building for free ski and snowboard big air in downtown Salt Lake. The Olympics are tentatively scheduled. Mark your calendars for February 10th through the 26th. So we are looking forward to that, with the Paralympics expected to take place in March. Now, you can hear the crowds getting excited to celebrate what we have seen throughout the day, especially on a holiday. Always fun to have these big parties. Now, this isn't the only celebration going on at this moment. News specialist Andrew Adams down in Provo with another big party. Right, Andrew?
Yeah, we're at the peak, still arriving here. Back to the studio.
Let's talk about that feeling for a moment, Andrew. You can hear right now people expressing their patriotism. And you know what? It's kind of cool. We're going to see this in about 10 years when the whole world will turn their eyes to Salt Lake City. Now, some of the people in this crowd was actually in a bigger crowd at 2:30 this morning. They showed up at Salt Lake's Washington Square to witness history. News specialist Shelby Lofton talked to some Utahns who said staying awake in the middle of the night was worth it. Shelby?
The Salt Lake City Olympic Games in KSL 5 News.
Shelby, thank you. Yeah, we heard a little bit of that, a plea for volunteers. Again, we do have 10 years to go, but it's easier to be a volunteer for the Olympics if you volunteer right now for current events happening in the next decade. So we'll have more on that on our website, KSL-TV.com. Kristen, the Flying Aces All-Star Freestyle Show getting underway right now. A lot of people are kind of in the shade because of the seats. They go a little bit down. Always good to be in the shade on a day like today. And yes, I can feel the breeze. So we're getting some relief as the sun sets.
Yeah, we need that relief to come in fast. So we took that heated...
All right, Kristen, thank you. Now, our Olympic coverage continues after this break. We're going to talk more about what it looked like here in our state in 2002.
As Utah gets ready to host the 2034.
Hey, welcome back out to this huge celebration as, again, we celebrate the Winter Games coming back to Salt Lake City just a couple years away, 10 years away. I want to talk to you about who else is celebrating. President J. Stewart Adams and Speaker Mike Schultz also celebrating the return of the Olympics.
We lost our live shot, so I'm going to pick up the read from here. All right, Kristen, thank you. Let's go back out live to Ashley Moser at Utah Olympic Park. Ashley, good thing, lucky for you, you're up in the mountains. It's a little cooler at least there.
Deanie, you know it. It's just a little bit cooler, and we appreciate that, especially with that breeze Kristen was talking about. The party continues here at Utah Olympic Park. Look at that. The crowd's loving it because of this big historic day. Again, the excitement continues. It does not stop. Here's what's coming up next. Not all Olympians get to take home a medal, but one Salt Lake City business is making sure to recognize all members of Team USA for their accomplishments. What the team receives coming up next. Now, when you think of Olympians, you think of medals, right? But not every Olympian gets a gold, and that's okay. But one company here in Salt Lake City wants to make sure that they recognize their efforts by even making Team USA. OC Tanner is an employee recognition company right here in Salt Lake City. They distribute handmade Olympic rings to every member of Team USA free of charge, and they have been doing this since the City Games in 2000.
So to have a ring to symbolize that achievement and to forever remember all the hard work, sacrifice, and success that they experienced becoming a Team USA athlete, it's just our honor to recognize them with that.
Now, over the years, OC Tanner has handcrafted approximately 5,000 rings honoring the best athletes in the country. Some people in the crowd, I'm sure, have those rings. We have Olympians here, Paralympians, celebrating at Utah Olympic Park on an historic day. Deanie, it's been so much fun. I'm almost losing my voice because of all the cheering that we've been doing throughout the day, but it's really cool. This goes on for another 30 minutes, but they do expect to have events throughout the evening until about 9 o'clock. So if you're looking for something to do with your family on Pioneer Day, come over to Park City. That's where it's at. All right, Deanie, back to you.
Yeah, isn't it nice and on a hot summer day to see those athletes head down the ramps and then they splash into the pool with their flips and everything
I want to jump in the pool too.
Yeah, I know. Perfect out there. Nice job, Ashley. Thank you. KSL is your home for all things Olympics when it comes to tonight at 10 o'clock. We're going to leave you now with one more live look at Park City's Utah Olympic Park as the celebrations continue and as the Flying Aces continue performing following the announcement of Utah's ability to host the 2034 Winter Olympic Games. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here at 10.
Before we go to our last two athletes, I gotta tell you the story. I think you guys may have heard this before. In the 2022 Olympics,